John Beard, Kelly Lang, Fritz Coleman Weather, Fred Rogan Sports, Jess Marlowe Cover Story, Channel 4 News Nightside, #1 at 11.
Good evening. John Beard is on vacation. Jess Marlowe is with us tonight. And topping our news, this late story, police at Long Beach are evacuating a 2-block area following a hazardous chemical spill tonight. A spill that smells very unpleasant, they tell us. Details still sketchy, but police say the spill is located just north of Loma Vista Drive. They say the chemical apparently is coming out of a tank at a nearby chemical company. Hazardous materials crews are on the scene. Police have set up a command post nearby, and they are sending evacuees to Washington Junior High School. Authorities are not sure what that leaking chemical is, but they say it seems to be combustible, and they're not taking any chances while they clean it up. Jess.
Chief Gates should go. That's the word from the long-awaited Christopher Commission report released today. The Blue Ribbon Panel was created 4 months ago in the wake of the Rodney King beating. It's tasked to study the Los Angeles Police Department and to determine the roots of the scandal. The videotaped King beating shocked the nation. It also sparked charges of racism in the department. The Christopher Commission spent 100 days studying the police department, sifting through more than 1 million pages of documents. Today it called for sweeping reforms throughout the department, including a new police chief and a new police commission.
And what exactly did this much-anticipated report say? Well, our Patrick Healy has been following this, and he has details now on the report and reaction from the man on the hot seat. Patrick?
Well, Kelly and Jess, the report identified half a dozen problem areas for LA police, all related to excessive force. Both the Independent Commission and Chief Daryl Gates have said they want to keep the focus on police performance, not personality. But once again, Gates has moved to the center of the controversy. Police Chief Daryl Gates got his copy of the report hand-delivered by the top 2 members of the Independent Commission. In 200-plus pages, it concluded Los Angeles does have a problem with excessive police force.
There is a significant group of officers who repetitively misuse force in violation of department rules and regulations.
A problem the commission put at the feet of inadequate leadership, management, and supervision. And that wasn't all. The Independent Commission said the problem is aggravated by racism and bias among 3 to 5% of the department's officers. It cited messages sent by officers on their patrol car terminals. Capture him, beat him, and treat him like dirt. Sounds like monkey slapping time. I almost got me a Mexican last night, but he dropped the gun too quick.
I think we were not only surprised at the extent of the problem, but saddened and distressed by it as well.
What's more, the investigation found the current system for citizen complaints and police discipline is in need of major overhaul. It recommended expanding so-called community-based policing, emphasizing community contact and crime prevention. It called for strengthening the police commission and limiting the chief to no more than 2 5-year terms. Gates is now in his 14th year. The Independent Commission chose not to pin blame, but calling for a fresh start, it urged police commissioners and the chief to step down.
We believe that it's time for the transition to begin.
It persuaded Police Commission President Melanie Lomax, a Gates critic.
During the last several hours, searched my own conscience and heart and have submitted to the mayor a letter of resignation.
But still smiling, Chief Gates was unmoved.
The support that I have within this organization and with the community has been just outstanding, and so I don't expect to just run away.
And so the tension remains 4 months after the Rodney King beating. It should be pointed out that the Independent Commission praised the vast majority of LAPD officers for their skill and dedication. But it also concluded the problems are serious and need fixing, and the city cannot afford to lose sight of them in personality clashes. Justin Kelly.
Thank you, Patrick. As for Rodney King's reaction to the commission report, he made no public appearances today, but he did let his lawyer speak for him. Steve Lerman, King's attorney, told reporters King sees the report as proof something is very wrong with the LAPD.
He views it in somewhat simplistic terms, in terms of they better get their act together. This can't happen again. I hope I'm the last one. And, you know, he wants the city of Los Angeles to kind of return to normal, but a different kind of normal.
And King's half-sister, Yvette, told us she certainly hopes the report leads to needed changes in the LAPD.
And changes are exactly what the mayor wants. Mayor Bradley made it very clear today that he thinks Chief Gates should go. He said it over and over. He agrees with the commission, and he thinks Gates should make way for a new police leader.
I hope that Chief Gates, upon further reflection, will also follow the Commission's recommendations. According to the Christopher Commission, Chief Gates should now commence the transition to a new Chief of Police.
And Bradley went on to say that now he wants to start a nationwide search for a new chief, a replacement for Gates.
Quick reaction tonight in the LAPD's Foothill Division, where the King beating took place. Elizabeth Anderson has that part of the story.
It hurt to hear those criticisms. Being a relatively new officer, that was quite a bit of stress.
That's what Officer Briscoe thinks about when she walks the beat. It's tough knowing the Christopher Commission was formed mainly because some of her fellow Foothill Division officers beat Rodney King.
What I hope comes out of this is a better and a stronger and a more united LAPD.
The commission says one way to accomplish that is for Chief Daryl Gates to go. But both Officer Briscoe and Foothill Sergeant Steve Williams say that's not the cure-all. Do you think the changes the commission report is recommending will help things for you?
Well, what they say, out of everything bad, something good happens.
But when you see an officer coming your way, you feel how?
Safe.
For 42 years, Betty Baggett has lived next door to the Foothill Division. She says she's never seen a hint of brutality and does not think Chief Gates should take the commission's suggestion and resign.
Forcing him out will not help matters. I think that he should be responsible for cleaning up what's happened.
But George Martinez wants Gates to go.
The only way it's going to help is they have to get a better brass on the top.
The healing process has begun with the commission's findings and with every step Officer Briscoe takes.
But what we had to do was earn their trust, let them know we are out here to help you. All of us are not like those officers you saw in that video.
Many of the officers here feel like a weight is slowly being lifted off their shoulders, a weight that won't be completely gone until a certain court case is over, a case that involves former Foothill Division officers, charges of brutality, and a man named Rodney King. At the Foothill Division in Pacoima, Elizabeth Anderson, Channel 4 News.
Other news this day. More shaking in our area today. It was a small aftershock from last Friday's earthquake. It hit at 3:25 this afternoon, centered 3 miles east of Castaic, and it measured 2.4 on the Richter scale. And a sad story. Emphysema has claimed the life of actor James Franciscus. Best remembered for his roles on television, Franciscus made his mark as the high school English teacher in Mr. Novak. He died last night in North Hollywood. He was only 57 years old. His first big break came in 1958 in the police drama Naked City. He made several movies, but he always went back to television, where he played parts ranging from John F. Kennedy to a blind investigator in the series Longstreet.
World News Tonight, President Bush is apparently on the verge of lifting sanctions against South Africa. The president says South Africa has complied with reforms, particularly toward ending apartheid, the reforms required for lifting the embargo. But the NAACP warns lifting sanctions would put an end to those reforms.
Well, we will be sending telegrams to President Bush today, asking him, for God's sake, don't lift, at this point, sanctions against South Africa.
Meantime, the International Olympic Committee said today it also acknowledges needed reforms and will now permit South Africa to be represented in international Olympic competition. South African teams, black and white, will compete in the 1992 Olympic Games in Barcelona after 30 years of Olympic ostracism.
Okay, some more Desert Storm heroes got medals today. Only these heroes have feathers. Yes, we'll have full details for you.
And something different for actor Harrison Ford. David Sheehan has a review.
And we've got Fred now, Fred Rogan with a sports preview. What's happening?
All right, Kel, thanks very much. We will update the Tour de France for you. Of course, the big story, the All-Star Game. And the man with the big bat is the MVP.
Why would a superstar risk his life to perform his own death-defying stunts? On the next Entertainment Tonight, Patrick Swayze tells why in his new movie he tried surfing and even did all his own spectacular skydiving stunts.
You could do anything you want. You could truly fly.
Plus, you may think today's Hollywood pinup girls are shocking, but 50 years ago, starlets were doing the same thing.
The newer mentality sort of lets it all out in front.
The inside stories on Entertainment Tonight. The hottest from Hollywood. Entertainment Tonight at 7.
Now, El Torito's famous fajitas are better than ever. Because now our sizzling fajita combos are among over 40 big, delicious Mexican meals for under $7.99 every day. sizzling steak or chicken fajita combos. With a taco, an enchilada, or taquitos, and even a delicious chocolate mousse dessert, all for just $7.95 at El Torito.
We know how hard you work. We'll work that hard for you. We believe in putting people first in everything we do. Every time we fly, every mile of sky, everything we do. US Air begins with you.
Do you know what I am? I'm a dryer hose, or what they call in the home improvement business, a hard-to-find item. Of course, if you shopped at Home Club, I'd be as easy to find as the front door. That's where you'll run into a Home Club helper who'll be happy to tell you where you can find any one of over 25,000 items in their store, including me, Harry the Hose. Home Club, no membership. Everyone gets our lowest prices.
Quick note, San Diego Zoo is showing off something unusual these days. It is a corn snake, 4 years old, and yes, it does indeed have 2 heads. This occurs occasionally in snakes, also in turtles. The animals look odd, but they usually seem to do all right. This one certainly is.
Definitely odd.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, way past odd. That's creepy.
Beyond odd. Okay. So Fritz is on vacation. Here's Chris. How are we doing?
We're doing pretty well.
Yes?
Air quality is a little shaky. It was bad today. It's going to get even worse tomorrow. But you want to see something that's pretty good? I got a great video for you. Let's go outside now. In the Persian Gulf War, they had some parakeets that were heroes. They were used to detect gas, and as you can see, none of them died, so they survived the Persian Gulf War. They're Chrissy and Billy and Fluffy. Well, you know, a bunch of parakeet names, but today they were given...
Fluffy?
Well, not Fluffy, but...
Budgie.
That was the cat that tried to get into the cage, and they threw him out. But they got medals today for their bravery and heroism. Fantastic. Let's have some numbers, please. 78 for our high today, promises to be warmer. 61 for a low. And 100 degrees, our record high on this date in 1985. Right now we're at 65. Barometer is starting to creep back up at 29.98 inches. Relative humidity is at 65%. Winds are still out of the southwest at 12 miles an hour, what you call a balmy evening. Now, taking a look at the almanac information, you can see that our sunset is going to occur at 8:07 tomorrow. It's going to be another spectacular one. Muggy in the New England states. Low pressure system taking some moisture right off the Gulf. It's going to add more moisture into the air. To the heat that's already there further south, though, it just gets downright hot and humid. It's going to be hot and smoggy in our neck of the woods tomorrow. High pressure starting to build as a low moves out of our area, carrying all the moisture that we had with it, making things steamy for the Midwest. Now, we're going to go to the West Coast graphic and show you what we can expect for tomorrow. We're going to see high pressure here, making things hot in the desert. That means it's going to be warmer, mostly sunny and smoggy. This low way to the north, though it looks like it can be some promising rain in our area, isn't really. This high is going to keep it way to the north, keeping us high and dry and smoggy for the next few days. Let's put the maps into motion. You can see how this system is starting to clear out the clouds, but a bit of a low starting to form again right into this region. Air quality is going to be pretty awful tomorrow, sorry to say. From the Santa Clarita Valley all the way down to the Hemet Lake Elsinore area, we're going to see some unhealthful air. Here's the forecast for tonight and for tomorrow. Taking a look at the numbers. Santa Barbara, 57 for a low. Catalina at 62. Long Beach at 65. The Redlands at 59. And then tomorrow, your share of sunshine as the valleys start heating up near 90s. 100 degrees will be the high for the high desert. Past that in the low. Here's the forecast for tonight. Clear, mild, sunny, and warm for tomorrow. Here's the 5-day. Smoggy for the next few days, so take it nice and slow. And by Friday, we're going to be steaming. 85 downtown, 90s, and possibly 100s in the valleys. That's it. See you tomorrow morning, today in L.A., bright and early.
Yes, you have to get up pretty soon.
Oh, it's true.
All right, get some sleep. Now, coming up, take a look at this. Is this the computer that will end our traffic nightmares? Would that be nice? We'll have details.
And a knockout that is really a knockout. Fred will show us next.
With the Pacific Bell calling card, you can easily charge calls wherever you are, whether you're just down the street or somewhere up the coast. But unlike most calling cards, Pacific Bell's is based on your own familiar phone number. And since it's welcome at most every phone, it's really the only calling card you need to hang on to. Pacific Bell. We're making things easier everywhere.
What are you shopping for at Silo?
I'm here to make sure that my son doesn't get skinned alive.
That would never happen.
My son is not going to pay too much for his VCR.
Silo guarantees
He's getting a top brand like Sony or JVC, not some whatever.
Hey, that's just the beginning of...
And he won't be tolerating some incompetent salesperson, let me tell you.
Silo is different. We don't...
And now I suppose you'll try to tell me it's different at Silo. Well, we'll see about that.
Come on, Mom. Let's go.
You're getting just like your father. You asked me to come to Silo.
Televisions, audio, and appliances.
To help fight the corrosive effects of salt and water, every Lexus features airbag terminals plated in gold. Of course, we might have used a less expensive material, but it wasn't money we were interested in saving.
Your post office delivery truck is also a pickup truck because Express Mail has pickup service. Call us and we'll pick up as many packages as you have, all for one low price of $4.50. You're guaranteed next morning delivery with Express Mail service at our low cost of just $9.95. So call 1-800-333-8777 and we'll be over to pick up your overnight packages for you.
We're your postal service. We deliver for you.
The Terminator is back. Come to Subway, buy a 32-ounce drink and you'll get a Terminator 2 Collector's Cup free. But hurry, before it's too late.
All right, here's Fred with a look at sports, and this home run counted.
It sure did. Yesterday, Baltimore shortstop Cal Ripken hit 12 out in the home run derby. Tonight, he hit one big one. Ripken, who has enjoyed a wonderful first half, hit a 3-run homer to lead the American League to its 4th straight win in the All-Star game. Before the contest, President Bush and Canadian Prime Minister Brian Mulroney visited the American League clubhouse, meeting and greeting some of the A's. Ramon Martinez made his first trip to the game, and the announcer had a little trouble with his name.
Pitcher Raymond Martinez.
That may be the Canadian translation of Ramon. First inning, no score. Minnesota's Jack Morris on the hill for the American League. Bobby Bonilla at the plate. He slapped it up the middle. Watch, hit Morris on the right foot. Tony Gwynn came in to score. Morris smiled through the pain. He went to the hospital. X-rays were negative. Third inning, Cal Ripken at the plate. 2 men aboard. And he ripped Dennis Martinez's pitch deep to center for his first All-Star homer. American League led it 3-1. In the 4th, the Nationals trailing 3-1. Roger Clemens on the mound, and he is facing Andre Dawson. The Hawk hit a 434-foot monster shot deep to center, 434 feet exact. First home run for the National League since '84. Brett Butler and his teammates watched it sail from the dugout. Nationals trailed 3-2. Meantime, no expense spared at the Sky Dome. The grounds crew came out in a stretch limo to touch up the field. And now, wait a minute. Who's that coming out? Dave Henderson and Ken Griffey Jr. chauffeured to their positions. History in the 6th inning. Carlton Fisk facing Pete Harnish, and Fisk looped it to center for a single. At the tender age of 43 years, 8 months, Fisk became the oldest player to get a hit in the All-Star game. 9th inning, American League leading 4-2. Dennis Eckersley on the mound facing Brett Butler. Butler with a comebacker to the mound. Eckersley made the stop and then fired to first to earn his record-breaking 3rd All-Star save. The American League elect the National League 4-2. That's 4 in a row for the American League. Cal Ripken named the MVP.
As a kid, you always grow up, and the All-Star game is a focus of the whole summertime. In your wildest dreams, you don't really think you're going to be in the All-Star game. I've kind of got over the hump there that I'm in the All-Star game, but to actually do well and be the MVP, that's another story. I don't know how to explain that one.
It's a game of streaks, so they're on a streak right now. They won 4 in a row, and the National League had dominated it, I guess, for a few years prior to this current American League streak, and somewhere along the line we get it turned around.
Somebody told me after the game I was the oldest guy ever to get a hit in the All-Star game. Well, in order to do that, you have to be an old guy, you know? You have to be an old guy, but the nice part about it is you have to be an all-star old guy. That's nice to know.
As young as you feel. Hockey, Kings sold their New Haven affiliate and signed a 3-year affiliation with the Phoenix Roadrunners of the International Hockey League. Football, Rams signed 5th-round pick Robert Young from Mississippi State. Now to the ring for Tuesday night boxing from Philadelphia. First-round action, Arturo Gatti in the blue against Luis Melendez. Both boxers fighting like rock'em sock'em robots, throwing lefts and rights at each other. Watch the right by Gatti, and boom, down goes Melendez 19 seconds into the first round. Not to be outdone in another bout, it's Alfred Cody in the blue trunks taking on Kenny Butts in the red. Cody threw a right that sent Butts on his derriere with the yo-yo shot. That was it. He was out 32 seconds into the first round. Cody, a winner by knockout. And one other note, after the 4th stage of the Tour de France, Greg LeMond still second, 10 seconds behind Denmark's Rolf Sorensen. That's it.
Okay. Thank you, Freddie. Okay. Now, here's something that could help us a lot here in Southern California. The federal government is funding a project that it thinks might help solve traffic jams. Traffic gridlock costs taxpayers and employers a fortune every year. So a $20 million grant to Motorola to develop this system seemed reasonable.
At the stop sign, turn right.
Over 5 years' time, 5,000 cars in the Chicago area will be outfitted with this system. The car's location is sensed by orbiting satellites and sensors in the pavement, and the computer then advises the driver which route to take to avoid heavy traffic. It's all done for you. Is that terrific? Of course, you have to be careful you don't run into the guy in front of you, while you're absorbed in all this.
Still to come, more on that chemical spill in Long Beach and how David Sheehan feels regarding the movie Regarding Henry.
Dog. Mom, look! Since you've come home, we haven't made love. If you're nervous or...
And now, some words of value. Oldsmobile, Cutlass, Supreme. But hurry, they're going fast. For more information, see your Oldsmobile dealer today.
Don't give me this now.
Harrison Ford.
I just want a pack of cigarettes.
Fate took everything he had.
How did you learn to do that?
You taught me.
And gave him.
You're stepping like a natural man. Go ahead.
Everything that matters.
I don't like who I was, Bradley.
A Mike Nichols film.
Dad, I'm serious.
I know. Very.
Regarding Henry. Rated PG-13. Starts Wednesday, July 10th at theaters everywhere.
There's Ricardo in Palm Springs. He taught me to meditate, to find my innermost feelings. There's Louis in Santa Fe. He taught me to channel my anger into creativity. And then there's Phyllis in Cleveland. She taught me how to spit so no one would know where it was coming from. I really miss Phyllis.
Who are the people you're always talking to long distance? Switch to MCI and save an extra 20% off our rates when you call anyone in your friends and family circle of callers.
Introducing Home Fed Bank's 5-month CD. It comes with a 0.5% interest bonus, a free interest-earning checking account with an anytime card, free image checks, a no-fee gold Visa card, free notary service, deluxe travel program benefits, and even free traveler's checks. Now, comparing all that to other bank CDs is a lot like, well, you get the picture.
You couldn't have dreamed of a better time to save than this. The Mazda Summer Savings Express is here, and the savings are going fast and furious. Mazda value packs can save you as much as $2,575. Limited time incentives can save you up to $2,000. But hurry, these savings are meant to move fast. That was fast.
At your local Mazda dealer now.
More now on our top story tonight, that chemical leak down in Long Beach, the one that forced some people out of their homes tonight. Police say it happened at a chemical company when a rail car was offloading chemicals into a stationary tank. People who lived nearby reported a foul odor, and firefighters rushed to the scene. No word yet on exactly what the chemical is. No one was hurt. This is the way it looks now, live down there at the moment. People in a 2-block area had to be evacuated to a nearby school. This spill is located just north of Loma Vista Drive. A private cleanup company has been called to the area. They are currently mopping it up tonight.
Okay, just finally tonight, we're going to the movies. Take a look at Harrison Ford. There was Star Wars, Indiana Jones, and now something different for Ford. His new movie is out, and David Sheehan, of course, has seen it. And what do you think, sir? A lot of talk about this one.
Harrison Ford is great in this one. His movie regarding Henry is very soft and gentle. A nice alternative, though, to all the action movies and comedy movies out right now. It is a movie that doesn't really take off or pay off, but it certainly has a style and grace that really is a nice, quiet pleasure to experience.
I don't like who I was, Bradley. I don't fit in.
And Regarding Henry has a performance by Harrison Ford that's like nothing you'd ever expect from Indiana Jones. Ford plays a high-powered lawyer who's suddenly incapacitated with brain damage from a gunshot wound.
I'll be your physical therapist for the remainder of the evening.
His rehabilitation tends to feel a lot like something we've seen before, but once he gets home, there's some touching and illuminating character growth, first as his 12-year-old daughter helps him learn to read again.
You did it!
Are you my mother?
I can read!
He also begins to discover a whole new relationship with his wife.
Since you've come home, we haven't made love. If you're nervous or something.
Well, yeah, I'm a little nervous. Okay, well, we're really nervous.
There's a physical and mental awkwardness that makes it hard for him to work like he used to, but his new sense of things doesn't really want him to work like he used to.
What we did is paying for our lunch.
What we did was wrong.
Regarding Henry has some of the same spirit of Awakenings and Rain Man. It never quite reaches the profound levels of those pictures, and it may be a bit too slow and uneventful for some, but if you're willing to tune in and sort of relax, Regarding Henry has some truly touching and beautiful touches in its view of what's important in life and some unique insights into the interaction between parent and child, husband and wife. And a nice performance by Harrison.
Oh, looks so poignant. All right, thank you very much for that. And that's going to do it for this edition of Nightside.
Don't forget today in L.A. at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Caller Aragon and Kent Shocknick.
And for now, thank you for being with us. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
It's GMC Truck Summer Show and Sell. We'll show you this summer's big selection of new GMC trucks, like this new SLT Jimmy with standard four-wheel anti-lock brakes and elegant leather trim interior, the sporty Sonoma, Safari with available full-time all-wheel drive, or Sierra with the highest resale value of any full-size pickup. Then we'll sell you with big summer values. GMC Truck Summer Show and Sell. Find out what's happening at your GMC truck dealer today.
Back in the 70s, some people drove hundreds of miles for original Coors because it was only sold out west. I know, because we did it. That's me, and that's my buddy, Jeff, with his date for the evening. Here we are on Route 66. No air conditioning, no spare, no problem. Bingo. Tasted like it was fresh out of the Rockies. I can get original Coors at home now. Great trip, great beer.
You bought it, Matt. You got to handle it.
If you buy something at Circuit City, then see it advertised for less, just come back. Our low price guarantee means you'll get the difference.
Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Last week I bought this.
Plus 10% of the difference.
And today I saw this. Just open the paper and there it was.
It's that easy. Here.
That's it?
That's it.
Cool.
Welcome to Circuit City, where service is state of the art.
On April 17, 1991, after conducting an independent evaluation of national weight loss companies, the respected San Francisco Chronicle said this about Jenny Craig. Of the leading national programs, the food rated highest in taste, texture, and appearance. The cost was reasonable. Overall, the program included all the components that contribute to successful weight loss. Thank you, San Francisco Chronicle. Here's more good news. Lose all you want for just a $39.50 service fee. Call 1-800-76-JENNY.
I think a lot of people in Southern California are like me. They like their job okay, and they're glad they have something to keep them occupied between weekends. My Nissan is the perfect weekend truck. It's got 153 horses, so it hauls all my toys, and still has room for dinner. This Nissan truck will take you just about anywhere you want to go, and even some places you don't.
Right now, you could save up to $1,500 with factory-to-dealer incentives.
Stay tuned for The Tonight Show next as Jay Leno welcomes actress Elizabeth Perkins, followed by Late Night as Dave welcomes actor Gary Busey.